Let's conjure up the spirit of Taurus. Abracadabra, as above, so below, the material world is a mirror. The things we see with our eyes are reflections of the psychic dimension. Some of these reflections have more evocative power than others. They are symbols. They bridge the visible and the invisible. The zodiac signs are such bridges. Taurus, as grounded as it looks, is no exception. The picture of the bull conjures up the vision of herds of cattle and green pastures. Imagine we are still living in a pre-industrial agricultural society. Taurus shows wealth and fertility. Can you see the thriving bull? The earth underneath it is moist. There are worms under the grass. There is life. In the northern hemisphere, where astrology is from, when the sun is in Taurus, it's the middle of spring. There are flowers and showers. We can almost feel the etheric dimension nourishing the material plane. The bull is fleshy, almost juicy. Its mass is impressive. Sometimes it demonstrates its power. It charges because you walked into his territory. However, most of the time, he looks like an animal Buddha, standing still in the present moment. Taurus is a sign with great focus on the conditions of incarnation, a word which literally means becoming meat. Meat is a metaphor we can use in various circumstances. For a musician, for instance, the meat is the repertoire. It is the quantity of music he or she is able to perform. Or for someone who likes to dress up, the meat is hanging in the wardrobe. Good taste, elegance, style are hanging in the air, so to speak. To manifest on the material plane, these qualities need Taurus stuff hanging concretely in the wardrobe. A philosophical concept is substance. Taurus accumulates. At the beginning of life, after being born, we soon start suckling and putting on weight. Before incarnation, we were as thin as spirit in the wind. Now, our mother is proud of 3 or 4 kilograms of baby, and there will be more. Taurus wants quality. It's ruled by Venus. However, the great mother goddess knows that quantity comes first. There must be something rather than nothing, and taking it from there, the more beautiful and nice smelling, the better. Taurus is fixed. Taurus people have a reputation for stubbornness. This is not rigidity, but inertia, the power of mass. Let's zoom out. There is a herd around the bull. There are pastures, fields and meadows, a little house, or a big one, more cattle, sheep, goats, horses, hens, pigs, wealth. You need a bull to mean wealth. A cow could belong to a poor family. As a storyteller, I know that once upon a time there was a poor widow who lived with her son, a little boy, and all they had was a cow. The cow would graze along the road, grass that belonged to nobody, and thanks to this cow, the poor widow could give at least some milk to her son. You would not have, once upon a time, a widow who would have only a bull. Gender identity confusion dissipates very quickly when you try to milk a bull. No, once upon a time, if you have a bull, you have a herd, and you own land, pastures, fields, animals. You are wealthy. You can praise the great goddess who appeared accompanied by bulls at the beginning of the Neolithic in the history of humanity. The time of being hunters and gatherers was over. Food was domesticated. Come back next year. The bull will be bigger. The herd will be bigger. There will be more gold buried under the fireplace or money in the bank. As you can see, there is a lot Taurus can tell without the help of mythology. But have nothing against ancient tales. The zodiac signs, are from Babylon, and we know Greek mythology better, but it doesn't matter because various streams can end up flowing into the same sea. Minos, King Minos, had a deal with Poseidon. The god sent a magnificent bull out of the sea, a white bull, a sign to mean and to tell Minos' brothers that he, Minos, was the one who should sit on the throne. Had Poseidon sent an ugly cricket or a skinny toad, the brothers wouldn't have been convinced. A magnificent bull, on the other hand. If a god sends one for you, you don't need to repeat positive affirmations to boost your self-esteem anymore. You're the king. The bull means value. Minos loved the bull so much he couldn't part with it. He was supposed to sacrifice it back to Poseidon. That was the deal. He gave another magnificent bull from his own collection instead, but this other piece wasn't as worthy as the original, and the god was insulted. Poseidon's revenge was to inflict on Minos' wife, Pasiphae, to desire the bull as much as Minos did, and even more. We only need to blur a little bit the pictures, stop to believe that Minos and his wife are two different characters. No, they are not. They are just two phases of the same energy. We all know loving something a little bit too much, alcohol, food, money, sex, attention, weed, or whatever. We may get addicted. The more we give in to temptation, the more we crave. That's Neptune's revenge for missing the point. So let's question family history to understand the problem with addiction. What happens with Minos? A white bull. What's the tea with a white bull? Wasn't it the form Zeus chose to seduce and abduct Europa? And then they had children, and Minos was one of them. Now the story repeats itself, amplified to grotesque proportions. Pasiphae, disguised as a cow, had sex with the bull. The next phase of the same energy comes as her son, the Minotaur, a monster, half human, half beast, locked up and lost in a labyrinth. Relationship status? It's complicated. If Minos had remembered that he was Zeus' son, that he was born from the white bull, he would have seen Poseidon's presence as meaning, remember who you are, son of Zeus and Europa, you, fruit of the union of divine essence and mortal flesh. His sin, his stupidity, his trauma response, if you prefer, was to want to have the bull, as if he was not it already. Had he remembered his own nature, he would have seen Poseidon's presence as a mere reflection of himself. He wouldn't have felt the need to possess this reflection, and his feminine side wouldn't have been possessed in the process. He would have sacrificed the bull effortlessly. Reflections belong to Poseidon. Neptune rules illusions. We are gods. To handle our own flesh, we better not forget who we are. We don't have to be possessed by the desire to possess. We can sing instead the joy of being who we are, incarnated with the bull.